When security fails, the consequences can be disastrous. Guards caught sleeping on duty in high-risk places like nuclear plants? What happens when critical security breaks down? We've all heard the horror stories, but how do security guards avoid these mistakes? By knowing when and where to recharge.
Security guard keeping watch over an inmate at a local hospital has patients asking questions.
Armed G4S security officer with his feet up and head back, sleeping on the job.
But avoiding this is easier when you know where to take a break. Ever wondered where guards go when a building is dead quiet? Let's dive into 5 hidden spots security guards use to escape during long shifts. These places may not be hidden behind secret doors Indiana Jones style, but trust me, they're low traffic, out of the way, and perfect for staying sharp. In the security world, we call them our secret rooms. Security guards often work grueling 12 to 16-hour shifts, so finding a quiet place to recharge is essential. These spots aren't fancy or high-tech, but they're perfect for taking a quick break between patrols without being disturbed. Not only do guards use this spot to take a breather, but in a worst-case scenario, like an active shooter situation, it could also serve as an effective hiding place. In the security world, being aware of your environment is key. Let's get into it. Spot number 5. Unused conference rooms. Imagine patrolling a massive office building, full of empty offices and meeting rooms. After hours, when the 9 to 5 crowd is clocked out, these conference rooms turn into prime real estate for guards. No meetings, no people, just peace and quiet. I worked at a conference center once where the small huddle room was completely untouched outside of big events. It had comfy chairs, a large table, and a monitor that was perfect for getting some quiet time between rounds. You might not expect this next one. Spot number 4, storage rooms. Next up, storage rooms. They might not sound glamorous, but they're almost always out of sight and out of mind. These places are only visited during deliveries or maintenance, so they make for the perfect hiding spots for a quick recharge. I've worked in places where storage rooms were practically invisible to most people, just big enough for a chair and a little piece. These rooms were forgotten except for the occasional inventory check. The next one is a spot most people overlook. Spot number 3, the in-between floor. Now here's one you might not think of right away, an in-between floor. These are those spaces that sit between 2 regular floors, often used for storage or maintenance, but they're perfect for a quiet break. It's the kind of place people rarely visit unless they know it exists. For example, at one of my sites, there was a floor 2.5, essentially a stairwell between the 2nd and 3rd floors leading to a storage area. It was off the beaten path and almost no one went there. My manager had a simple rule: answer the radio when I call and we won't have any problems. So 2.5 became my go-to spot during downtime. Now this next spot is all about staying under the radar. Spot number 2, rooftop access or outdoor patios. When doing rounds, guards often have to check rooftop access points or outdoor patios to make sure everything's secure. I've found myself getting fresh air on the roof plenty of times. There's something about being up there, looking over the city or river, that gives you a breath of fresh air and a mental reset. Sometimes all it takes is a few minutes with the view to clear your head and keep you going through the rest of your shift. This final place is like being camouflaged in plain sight. Spot number 1. The hidden office. Now this is the ultimate secret spot, a hidden, entire empty and unused office. Whether it's a space meant for someone who hasn't moved in yet or an office that's been vacant for months, these places are like gold for a guard who needs some downtime. I once worked in a building with a huge empty office that was completely empty. The name tag for the future occupant was up, but the chair still had the plastic on it. It was the perfect place to catch a quiet moment during long shifts. Of course, finding these spots is one thing, but getting access to them, that's where having a master key can really make a difference. Having a master key or access badge with full privileges can be a game changer. It opens up all kinds of spots, unused offices, storage rooms, conference areas, and more. Being able to quietly slip into these rooms, off limits to most people, is a key perk of the job, pun intended. But it's not just about having access. Knowing why these spots matter can make all all the difference during a long shift. These secret spots aren't just about convenience, they're about survival on long shifts. When you're on your third double in a row, or you need to focus on writing a detailed report, finding a quiet place to get away can make all the difference. These spots help you stay alert, focused, and sharp, even during those long hours on duty. Now, while these spots are great for recharging, there are some unspoken rules every guard should follow. Rule number 1, keep it clean. Don't leave behind any trash. Empty coffee cups or chip bags are a dead giveaway that you've been there. Rule number 2, don't get too comfortable. The second you sit down with the hot meal, that's when your radio will go off or the fire alarm will sound. It's like clockwork.
Have you ever seen a burn victim?
Now, before I let you in on one more important tip about these spots, I want to hear from you. What's the most out-of-the-way hidden spot you found on the job? Drop your stories in the comments, but let's keep things mysterious. No exact locations. And if you want to know more behind-the-scenes secrets, make sure to check out my other video where I share the top 5 tips every guard should know. Be safe.